here we go. Going to change the mat on this trampoline. First thing you're going to have to do is get a new mat, order one on Amazon or whatever, and you'll measure from the bar over there to the one directly across it, which is here. Your tape measure and see how big your frame is. And then they want you to sometimes measure how long is your spring times 2 and subtract that. So best be getting a couple of measurements off of this boy before you take her apart. See what they're asking for. And then, once I'm standing there doing it, if you've got a netting, first thing is to untie it from the rest of it. It's taking a while. Just to show you, this is where the tabs are ripping off. Could take that tab and sew it back on there if I was that into it. I'd just have to get like a set of leather sewing kit and spend a couple hours putting that pattern into it. But as I always say, if you're going to go that far, let's just say the whole thing's not going to just rip apart, right? So it's all dry rotted. And I am ignorantly trying to untie these rope or string that ties the net to the bottom of the tramp or the mat. And man, is it a pain in the neck. So, just getting a pair of pliers, working it with my fingers until it comes out. Otherwise, we're buying a whole set of whatever I need to fix that. That's what came in my kit. There's the mat, pair of gloves, and the tool. And I watched a number of videos about using the tool and kids coming up with hacks and whacking stuff with a hammer. And I'm out here alone, and I'm going to do this. I believe that if you treat it like taking a tire off or tightening a tire up, and you just keep on doing the star pattern, the cross pattern, and not have too much of this stuff going on where you don't have any springs hooked up in a row, just keep going back and forth taking them off. That shouldn't be that difficult. Alright, so I put away their gloves and just got out mine, and here's our tool that looks like it's going to last for exactly one job. We'll see. I put away the screwdrivers and nonsense that everybody else said to use, and watched videos that said just do this. Pull it back and up. Oh, for goodness sakes. That was so easy. Alright, this would take no time at all. Yeah, I'm going to show you this again because I really can't believe people are running around this thing with a screwdriver and hammers and whatnot. All I'm doing is hooking it in here, right? Levering it, and just leaning back. It pops right out. Got some off down in here. You come around, still come off over here, still coming around, take some off over here. At each post, take a couple off and rotate your way around in a star pattern. So here we are at the last go round. You see I took them all off, except for maybe 5 of them. Just working my way around. Then you gotta pull that spring, and then I'm just hanging them back up there. Seems to be the easiest way to do it since I'm going to put them back on the same way. Here it is stretched out from one of these poles to one of these poles, right? So I got my star pattern started, and then I'll just hook them in there, one on either side of the spring the whole way around until I'm done. Definitely want to make sure that you count your springs and loops. You do not want to end up with having to change out the whole bunch of springs to get the loops to match on the last couple. Same deal, just backwards. So I'm taking my spring, hooking down, hooking them in here, right? And then I'm going to pull them over here with the tool they gave me. So hooked up like this, right? Just right back to here. And then I'm going to aim for that hole. And I'm going to lean back. Alright. That's in there. 74 more to go. Alright, rounding it up now. I have to say the smartest thing I did about putting this together is that I pushed it over in the shade before I started. So here we go, like the last two. And I'll show you. Here we are. I'm recording with one hand. So bring this on up here. Now this tool does get to wearing on between your fingers there. So I was glad that I had leather gloves. So anyhow, like here I am, the last one. Ooh, she's gonna be a bullet. Yeah. Had to use two hands just to kind of tweak the spring around just a hair. Well, I got it down into that. Where are you guys? Hey. Ding dong. I was recording the sky there for a second. Yeah, if it has trouble going in, just give her a torque this way or this way, and she'll fall right in there. And pretty easily done the whole way around, you know. Doing that star method, you know. Let's try it again. See? You got them all the way around. Done. Alright, so now I'll tie the netting to the mat. Well, to the mat loops. You see, when you fold the bottom of the netting this way, I'll show you a piece that's not folded, maybe. So if you've got the netting this way, you'll want to fold it until you get some decent holes where you can put your string through. See, that's a good hole. And then I got the string lined up on every pole, so I can just go ahead and lace it up like a boot. Alright, just to make it more difficult on myself, what I did was I started right here at this pole. Right there, and I took my string and I folded it in half so that I'd have two ends, exact same length, and I tied it here. And then I'm going to work it around, over and under, through the net, and then through the hooks. Not tying them, just running them through. Alright, and when I've come from that pole, the very start pole, I'll come all the way over here. Now I'll just take my other string and run it the same way, keep on running around. That way I can judge if my net is all bunching up. So here we are, just tied together, and I'll keep on running it around. See where that one ended. I started another one on the same loop, and I'll just put it right through there. Alright, one more time. Stopped here, tied my knot. I'm going to tie my knot on the other side, come through there, fish her through. None of these other ones are tied. See that? They're just run through. And if you get to where your net is sagging or pulling, you can make a new hole in that really easily. Just pull it open, and your string head will go right through there. Alright, well, I was out here from 10:30 to 4:30. I'm not really in any hurry when I do stuff, but this one took a while. You're going to have some time on your hands. It's going to take you a while. Alone. I like alone, because then I don't have people with hammers trying to screw in a screw. But I guess on a I guess it was more tedious because it's like sewing socks. I mean, I don't know, maybe you like sewing socks, but